All right, I'd like to call this April 3rd Park Board meeting to order at 5:30. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Marquardt?
Here.
Mrs. Brannon? Here. Mr. Justice?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mrs. Dixon?
Here.
Mrs. Rivera is absent. Mr. Eldridge?
Here.
Mr. Austin is absent. Mrs. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Wiseman? Here. And I am here.
Okay, we'll start with the consent agenda. Item number 1 is the minutes from the March meeting. Number 2 is claims, Parks and Rec General Fund, $52,299.91. Park impact fee, $0. Park and Rec non-reverting fund, $344.49. Clubhouse non-reverting fund, $2,177.96. Total expenditures of $54,822.36. Donations. Mini Mall Stores donated 6 Easter baskets. Faith Church donated 2 Easter baskets. Bethel Church donated 20 Easter baskets. Diane Justice donated 2 Easter baskets. Lakefront Solutions donated 6 Easter baskets. Boys and Girls Club donated 2 Easter baskets. Lakeshore True Value donated $250 for movies in the park. And an anonymous donor donated $500 for movies in the park.
And the Eagles donated $250 for the Easter egg hunt.
Okay, so I want to thank everyone on the list for all their donations to the Easter egg hunt and our movies in the park. So we appreciate that. Any discussion from the board on the consent agenda?
I had a couple of questions. The tents that blew down during the Taylor Ice Fest,
Yes.
were they, are we anticipating any insurance from them?
Absolutely. So you'll see on this docket that the tents were purchased, and the insurance check is here. It's a claim. So the claim would be $1,000 deductible that we won't be seeing. So.
Okay. And the Sterling bench, 6-foot cedar bench / message for $9,024.38. I just wondered if that was encumbered last year.
Absolutely, Gail, you're correct. There was actually $36,000 of encumbered funds from 2024 on this docket. So they were your benches, they were your picnic tables, they were...
Well, that just says, like, one bench.
No, there were 6. There's not a lot of room for the description on the invoice.
Oh, okay, I thought it was saying 6-foot. It probably is a 6-foot bench, but there's 6 benches, okay. And the doggy drinking fountain with the hose bib,
Correct.
that was encumbered last year also?
That is one of your encumbrances on your docket as well, a 2024 encumbrance.
And it's $5,580 for the fountain and another $5,000 to install it?
We're actually still working on quotes for the installation at this time. The project scopes got a little bigger once we started talking about incorporating 2 fountains out there. So we had to, the foreman is working on acquiring 2 estimates for you because the scope of the project has changed.
I didn't realize it was that much, and we don't have a drinking fountain here in this park for all the children that play soccer and have events here.
I was hoping that we could discuss that on the projects and infrastructure because I believe when we go to town water, that would be a really nice feature to have on ground as a drinking fountain here.
Okay, that's all the questions that I had about it.
Can I note too that Summerfest Easter basket was not placed on the donation by accident, but we'd like to acknowledge that in this meeting.
Okay, Summerfest donated an Easter basket as well. Thank you. Okay, any other discussion on the consent agenda, or can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Mr. Marquardt,
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mr. Justice. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort?
Yes.
Mrs. Brannan?
Yes.
Mr. Justice?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes. Motion carries 4-0. Nothing in old business. We deferred some items from the last meeting, so we can resolve some answers on some pending items. New business. Number 1 is, Resolution 2025-01-PB Facility Permit, Exhibit A in our, tablets. Mindy, can you just, give us a snapshot of this?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a resolution to amend the facility permit and the rental fees for the facilities pertaining to the clubhouse and the grounds. We were, the shelters on grounds currently, we were adding the Kiwanis shelter. At this time, the gazebo was coming back onto the facility permit since we are in construction of that new gazebo now. And we were cleaning up the refunds because our refund process didn't say less the convenience fee nor sales tax. So we cleaned that up as well. And those are the changes in the resolution that you see before you.
Okay, so just buttoning up our fee schedule, basically?
Just pertaining to facility permits.
Okay. And do we have to read this by title only? Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if you're looking for an answer, yes.
I think
Okay.
that's-
No, it's all right. Yeah.
I didn't hear anybody, I'm like, somebody tell her, man.
Okay, any discussion from the board on this item? All right, Mr. Justice, if you could read, Exhibit A by title only, are you? No? That's all right.
Title only.
Yep, just the,
Resolution of the Department of Parks and Recreation of the Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, adopting a revised facility permit application and revising facility rental fees within the municipal corporate limits of the Town of Cedar Lake and all matters related thereto.
okay, can I have a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Brannan,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Markwart. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort?
Yes.
Ms. Brannan?
Yes.
Mr. Justice?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. New business item number 2 is the vendor agreement with Next Generation Soccer and Education. That's Exhibit B. And this is for a soccer camp with Next Gen Soccer on town grounds. And what are the dates?
June 9th, 10th, and 11th with the makeup date, and 12th with a makeup date of the 13th.
Okay. And this is just our standard vendor agreement that we're going to go into contract with Next Gen Soccer Camp.
That is, and it comes before you tonight as the board is the signatory on the vendor agreement.
So the motion would be to allow me to sign as park board chairman for the Next Gen Soccer contract.
Okay, I'll make a motion that Paul signs for the Next Gen Soccer.
A motion by Mr. Markwart,
I'll second the motion.
second by Mr. Justice. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort?
Yes.
Ms. Brannan?
Yes.
Mr. Justice?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Okay, that was all we had in new business. So we can go to superintendent report.
Hi there, got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Which is great. Right now, currently, our Lions Den is being remodeled, so we hope to have that done within another week. That was an encumbered project from 2024. We'll be seeing a new roof, a new metal roof on that structure, so simultaneously on the other side of the park here on town grounds, we're getting the gazebo installed too. So good things moving forward with that. We're getting ready to open up our seasonal open space positions, and I've asked for that posting to begin, to hire in our seasonal staff to help with extra hands on deck as we get into the busy season. The program and event committee has met. We've met with also the project and infrastructure subcommittee, and I do appreciate the opportunity to subdivide and conquer. I just feel like we have a lot more direction and ability to move things forward in a faster opportunity with those subcommittees. So thank you to the board for providing that with that opportunity and keeping that report open so we have better direction as the department. And my superintendent report is just really updating a lot of the projects that are moving forward here. The Bartlett-Wahlberg pier has been installed for the season, so if you're anxious to get out and stand over by the lakes, that's the place to go right now. And we're just moving forward with those encumbered projects and capital improvements, getting those put out into our park spaces, picnic tables, benches, message boards, welcome signs, and we're rolling through many program agreements and instructor agreements right now for that busy season. So you'll be seeing a lot of those as well.
Thank you. Does the subcommittee for planning and infrastructure have anything to add? I don't know if you guys met between last meeting and this meeting.
Oh, yeah, we met.
Yes, okay. Anything, I mean, obviously, you know, if you have anything you want to add to that. If not, no big deal.
Well, we decided that we were just going to seal and stripe Bartlett-Wahlberg Park for now because we have equipment that's gonna be going across there doing, you know, heavy work, and didn't want them to come in and do some of the digging up and repatching where they wanted to, so we did decide on that.
We kind of reviewed the parking lot a little bit, and we felt like it was in decent enough condition that we didn't need to do anything substantial, so we opted for about I think it was about 50% of what the other bid was.
Right.
For St. John to do it. Do we have a date on that at all, or no?
So that project will be scheduled out once we're completed. We're in queue, and we'll reach out when we have a completed shelter and we get all the construction equipment out of there. And so we're kind of thinking like a July, August tentative date, depending on how the construction of the shelter goes to come in.
We talked about some other areas over at that park, including the portable restroom area. We tried to decide that we're going to try and formalize something where those are going to be.
Yeah.
Probably put in a pad.
Put in a pad and move them off from the driveway, the parking lot.
Have like a permanent place for the temporary restrooms to go.
Right. They'll be tucked, a little bit out of the, off the beaten path, so they're not right out front.
Yeah,
No.
that was just the reason for that.
Yeah, no.
Something small, just to.
Yeah.
And we figured we had to trade off because we moved the shelter closer to the parking lot, so there was, less concrete, so we thought we'd take it from one spot and put it to another good use.
All right.
And then I think your folks are gonna put in bricks. I thought I saw something about
So
that.
at the entry, as we come from the parking lot into the park space, there'll be some pavers placed there. Those pavers will be picked up when we grab the pavers for the sidewalk expansion at town grounds.
So basically, when you go into that park, it gets a little bit muddy until everybody can kind of spread out, because there's only one entrance and then you can go 20 different directions, but that spot was muddy. So we talked about doing something to try and prevent that from, being such a mess. So I think that was pretty much it for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds good.
Good. That was just that one park.
That's the
Yeah.
summary of a
Yeah.
3-hour meeting, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of things smoking fire, so.
Yeah, so there were a lot of other things as well. Is there anything else, Gail, that you thought we should mention?
No, not at this time. It was a lot of it was geared towards the plan,
Right.
5-year plan, so.
Right. And the shop, I think that was kind of a big one that we talked about.
Yeah, the
as well.
shop too.
Just trying to take a few more steps forward.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have some action items that we can
Right,
take
right.
in the near future. Okay. Rec coordinator report.
Okay, so we'll start with the senior gathering. We have Lakeside Artsville coming this month. That's on April 7th. The new bingo, that starts on April 28th on Monday. Obviously, Easter, we continue to have donations rolling in. That's next Saturday at noon. Spring soccer kicks off on Monday, so the coaches are coming in, getting all their uniforms. We got the refs. We have the 3 refs for each division, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And I would like to thank the park crew, Josh, Chris, and Jordan, for Tuesday. We set up the soccer fields. The soccer fields are all set. Lines are all ready to go. Pretty pumped. Looks great out there for a guy that goes to different parks all the time. On April 16th, we have our first kids and adult classes. The 4 movies have been picked. We were on social media. The 4 movies have been picked. So we are just going to start picking what dates go which movie. So we will announce that as we further go along. Easy Does Fitness, I know Paul will touch on that later. The teen advisory group that happened on Monday, we actually got some good feedback from some teenagers, so we plan on doing another class there. And then obviously the yoga instructor that has finally, her background check is done. You'll see a post on that tonight. And the last thing I want to touch on is Agents of Discovery. They got back with me today. On April 17th, I'm having a onboarding meeting with them. So,
Oh, great.
yep, so that's done. So, yep, so that's all I got.
That'll be fun.
Should be, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I did want to comment, your April flyer, looks great. It really does for your activity flyer. Are you the one that does it?
So we are, but I was not there, so it was these two.
That was very much
Yeah, I was on
a
vacation.
team effort.
Yeah, park team
We
effort.
let
correct.
Greg go on a little vacation for
I
spring
did.
break, and Sharon really did execute
Yeah, it looks
that
great, Sharon.
with a
Thank
little
you.
bit of help that we have. We plan to do that monthly moving forward. I think it's a great summary of what's happening in the month for the department.
I think it is too. Look great.
Thanks, Sharon.
Yeah, and then, as Greg mentioned, I'll just touch on some things that our subcommittee, programming subcommittee discussed. One of those is the Easy Does It fitness class for seniors. So we decided that we can do that at a no cost to the seniors going forward. It was a cost before, we think that'll make most impact to the seniors in the community to have that at no cost. And we had participants signed up for this upcoming, when's the upcoming one start?
April 8th?
April 8th, yeah.
April 8th?
Yep.
And so, to be fair to those that have signed up already, that hadn't been advertised as a free class, we are gonna refund those participants that have already paid, and then be free going forward for that class. And we'll look at these programs on a case-by-case basis going forward, but for the senior fitness class, for residents, I should note it's gonna be for residents, free classes. And that covers that, right? Okay.
Yeah, we actually shot up to 12 people now for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure, we'll get more participation.
I think so. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, for sure.
Price is right.
Yeah, the price is right, yeah.
that's right.
Okay, so we're gonna keep identifying those opportunities, and, I think we're directing, the department to have, a solid budget for programming, see where it makes sense to, where we can subsidize some of that cost. Okay, next would be, the maintenance report. Anything of note there?
In the maintenance report, we still have an outstanding, and it's not an action item today, but I just want to put it on the radar again. The crew is discussing the opportunity, asking for an opportunity to get another pickup truck. So we had this on a meeting a few months back, and we just haven't heard any traction, so this is one of the things that the foreman is speaking of in his maintenance report. Are we making considerations? Are you guys thinking you want to go new or used? So that was something that I wanted to note of the maintenance report, and just something that we need to keep on the forefront to have further discussion and get direction on. The town ground sidewalk project to the pool house, the expansion and the storm drain water expansion over there, although the project is a maintenance project, I know it's just been set out there that, we're getting ready to move forward with that and purchase supplies, but I want to make sure there was no further concerns from the board before I move forward with that as a maintenance project.
So thanks for bringing that up. I know, we've discussed with town council on, changes made to town grounds. I mean, Mary Jo, do you think that's something that town council would need to discuss for that project specifically.
Is there a drawing or anything that we can just look at real quick, or
There's a project proposal, but not with a drawing,
is there
Maybe-
a location, or?
yeah, so, I can kind of explain it, but obviously I can get you that too as well, Mary Jo. Josh needs
Well,
to,
I'll
draw
just share it,
something up
yeah.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
But, the sidewalk leading up to the pool house from the parking lot, because that pool house is now our new shop and temporary shop, we've been driving vehicles and equipment up there in tractors to the pool house. And so what we're doing is we're driving on both sides of the sidewalk. So we're looking at 18-inch pavers on both sides of the sidewalk to create, a expanded sidewalk, a temporary type drive. And we'll be expanding the stormwater underneath of the sidewalk, expansion there as well. So it's coming in at about a $3,600 project, all with
It's a
everything.
smaller scope, and it
Yeah.
could be temporary if something needed to be
Yeah.
changed. So we just wanted to make sure
I
that,
definitely could see it
Yeah,
needed because of
okay.
the traffic. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'll just send an email out real quick, and if there's any questions, I'll tell you tomorrow.
okay,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
all right.
And Tim was involved in that, right? So he.
That was
gave us
recommended
the-
from our, Director of
Mhm.
Operations,
Right.
so,
Okay,
to do that project. Mhm.
all right, sounds good.
And as far as that, these guys are just busy, and, it's great,
Yeah.
like, spring has sprung, and they're coming in dirty, and we don't see them for lunch breaks anymore, so, that tells me that they're excited to just be back out in those park spaces and making those improvements. The patio, up against the pour and play at Kiwanis Park has been, repaved or redone. I had some sinking over the years. They identified that years ago when that was installed, when the park first opened, it just needed to be done a little bit differently. They're working on identifying the locates for the new welcome signs that are coming into the park system, and we'll be getting those installed here soon. The park office has a park office sign on the front of it. Now, these are all encumbered 2024 purchases for prepping for our spring. And restroom signs identifying the restroom facility here on town grounds will be installed as time permits. So we have two of them, and one will be on the front of it, and one will be on the side. So, yeah, moving some things forward.
All right, and
We
then.
hear ya, we're trying.
Mhm.
And Gail and I saw some of those signs, they were very nice.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, very nice.
Then we're looking at, starting to advertise for seasonal crew workers soon.
Yeah, seasonal crew worker, I've already put the request in to open up the positions for seasonal, and we're currently interviewing, and applications are still open for a part-time crew
Okay.
worker position.
I was gonna ask about that. Is it possible you could rotate the full-time to cover, the weekend? That they would work Wednesday through Sunday, so that every weekend someone would be here?
So we typically haven't done that yet, and for considerations, of course, we can always move the crew's schedule, but the part-time has really been able to take care of it, and actually the seasonal come in and kind of start supplementing the part-time as well. We do have some good news that our part-time are returning, so,
Oh, yay.
yeah, so,
That is
we're
good
getting them on schedule again.
And I had one more question, if yous were considering Fall Festival, you people that are on the activity.
We're trying.
Yeah, we discussed it at our
We're waiting
first
for-
subcommittee
Okay.
meeting, so we're just trying to identify the date and, the scope of it. But, yeah, that
Okay.
was on the agenda, or
And I-
on the talking point.
And I do appreciate that Mary Joan has shared with us a previous event that has happened, so we can look at that and
You'll-
a little bit more detailed, and see can we mimic or mirror something very similar that seemed to be successful years ago here, so.
Well, yeah, one-day event, it
Mhm.
worked out great.
The Harvest Festival, correct?
Well, it was a fall festival
Oh, fall
last
festival.
Saturday in September. And just so you understand, the only reason we canceled it was because the town council wanted us to pay $1,000 rent a day. That became a thing. And we just, after Summerfest, some of our bills weren't paid yet, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of a
Mhm.
tight time for us to come up with an additional $1,000. But everything was pretty much free. I mean, it was, so I gave her the daily schedule. I found it was 2015 is when we, last time we had it.
Yeah,
There's a couple news articles that shows, you know, some of the activities, so
yeah,
just, I mean, just something to bounce off. That's all.
yeah. No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that while, you know, Greg and I start hashing out the details of it, but we have some tentative, you know.
I'm sure if we were able to lift Taylor Ice Fest together, that's a 2-day event, I think we can get a 1-day
Oh, yeah.
fall fest, you know, with better attendance and,
Right.
and
And hopefully better.
better weather, yeah. Yep,
True.
okay. Anything from town council?
I just wanted to let you know, the 2026 budget, we're taking a different concept. We would like to meet with the boards and commissions and acknowledge, like, let them understand how the budget process works and get your input in it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, numbers are plugged places that don't even make sense.
Mm-hmm,
So, we're gonna meet with each board and commission. Rich and I are in local government affairs, so we'll definitely be at the meeting. And just kind of walk you through it and make sure that we're, you know, putting funds where they need to be. And then just, you know, share knowledge. You know,
Yeah.
Make sure we're all aware. So it'll be a work session. I mean, it'll be public, I mean,
Mhm.
whatever. But, it'll be an additional meeting for the month though.
that's
Okay?
fine, yeah, no, that's good, I like that, because before it was just kinda,
We're looking, it's
Yeah.
probably May, June-ish is what we're
Yeah.
talking about, so
okay,
we have to schedule everybody in, okay?
sounds good.
And then I have one other question, for advertising the positions, where do you guys do you know where you advertise for those positions? Is it just with the town council advertise, or the town who advertises them, or?
Facebook.
Depending, well, not just Facebook, town website, Facebook.
Okay.
If it is like a full-time position, we will go in through the Indeed process that the town is
Okay.
incorporating.
All right.
But generally, it's locally shared and
Okay.
posted for
Because
those.
we questioned that at our level, that's why.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
thought it was a very narrow window,
Mhm.
so we wanted to see it expanded, so I'm glad that you're also
Yeah,
expanding.
we have, like 6 applicants already on just this part-time position, just locally advertising.
Have we tried, we've used Indeed before, right, or not yet?
The town just started using
Oh, okay.
Indeed to post some of these,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
other full-time positions,
Mhm.
you know, to get a broader reach.
yeah,
And I can't speak on behalf of Crown Point Schools, but Cedar Lake School had Schoology, and if you let the guidance counselor know, like, if you're looking for, you know, like referees, you know,
Mhm.
kids that are in high school, if you reach to them, they'll advertise it on their Schoology.
Oh, really?
And I can give you the contact, Christina.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
had a couple businesses, and they're looking for somewhere else.
Yeah, okay, yeah, please do so. Thank you.
No, no problem.
There was one other thing, that I had written down here. Mr. Bungie was gonna update us, about the next meeting date for the Founder's Creek Trail Project. Did he happen to give that to you?
I don't have that, and actually I will reach out with, to Jennifer Sandberg, because she's actually more of the head of that project than the town manager was in the town manager role. So once that date is identified, but they did state that they meet quarterly,
Right.
just for an update, so I haven't heard, but I'll reach out to her now. I know we're transitioning, so I don't want that to get lost in the transition.
Thank you.
okay. Park Foundation,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we held our,
thank you.
March, meeting on the 3rd at the library. Second thing we did was accepted Master Gardener's Grant, and we're in the process of initiating the project.
Oh, that's a bigger, great.
Third one was Cheryl found $240 from the last foundation, that's in the town funds, and we're in the process of waiting for the check. It's pending right now from the town. Jennifer knows about it, she's gonna cut the check to us.
All right.
And, we started saving the caps for the Green Creek project, when we're gonna decide what we want first, the benches, whatever, kitchen tables, equipment. And Cheryl received a quote from Scottsdale Insurance, which is $750 for the year for the board members, and Cheryl did give it to Paul already. Josh Rivera is working on a webpage for the foundation. And he's also is working on putting up a Facebook page for the foundation, and then he's gonna link it to the park department. We all attended the March 13th, the 5-year plan meeting, gave our suggestions. We hosted a senior bingo on March 24th, and it was a success. We had 25 people there. And then out of that also, number 10, we have a new volunteer, Tammy King. She came up to us and wanted to volunteer. And we attended the March 26th meeting with the Parks Board and Mindy Wright.
All right.
Any questions?
Nope. And as I mentioned to Cheryl, and I think Cheryl's aware, Attorney Austin's been on vacation, so I'm gonna get that answer as soon as we can for the insurance.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I don't think we had any written communication. It's now open it up for public comment. Hi there, name and address for the record, please.
My name is Brian Tiemens. I live at 6814 West 142nd Place. We're in the Woods of Cedar Creek subdivision. We have 60 homes in our community. It's an HOA. They cover our own grass, landscaping, and snow removal and irrigation. Your park is located at 142nd Lane in Sherman. Very nice park, you guys did a good job, appreciate what you did there. However, you guys do mow it, but it's overrun with dandelions when it comes in the springtime. To remedy that, we would like to ask the board's permission to fertilize that park to eliminate the dandelions. It would help beautify our community. It would not be a cost to the town, and it would make our park look nicer. So I'm asking you for your permission to do that.
Mindy, do we do any pest or weed control at the parks?
No, we do not.
Okay.
So I believe that we should probably investigate how that could be a possibility and take into consideration the offer. But I know that usually performing outside services on public spaces gets a little tricky.
Time is of the essence, because our contractor
Right.
is coming out, and he's gonna fertilize our community very shortly. And this way, if we can get it done, you don't have to pay another visit, and it'll be free to the town.
Could you leave your telephone number with me?
Yeah.
And that way I can reach out once I have some firm answers and direction of what the board would like to do.
Yeah.
And so, Mindy, the fact that they have a professional company do it
We do.
probably changes the dynamic a little bit, right?
Yeah, and this outside services performing on public spaces, so that's going to be a little tricky.
What
Because
if
we're
they,
not contracting them, and so, as the town.
what if they gave us the weed and feed, and we had our guys do it?
No,
You
I
donated
would
the
say
service,
no.
is there a problem with that?
I don't see
It
that
could come in
there's
as a donated service, but I think we need to look at that and talk a little bit more internally about how we would like to handle that moving forward. I mean, I think it's a great offer, but I also believe that could open, the door to a couple other spaces that other people would like to see things happen. And now we have private services being performed on public spaces, and that could get a little tricky. I mean, no, we're just talking about weeds, and I also want to note that there is some dirt work in stormwater, that repairs that will be happening to that space this spring.
That's already completed.
Well, they're going back in to
There's
re-up
nothing
it.
more for them to do, they're done.
The grass didn't take off for a while, so the foreman has it on his list to go back in and bring more dirt in, and seed in that space.
I don't know.
He discussed that with me when we were talking about dirt projects several soon. So please leave your telephone number with me,
Okay, how
before the
soon
end
can
of
you
the
get back
meeting.
to us so we can let the landscaper know to do it? Can you give us a week?
I will work as fast as the board can direct me to do so.
Thank you.
We'll get you an answer soon. Thank
I'd
you.
be happy to get on that.
I think just,
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
yeah,
And
Thank
see
you for
what,
your,
just
Yeah, thank you.
go.
see what some of the other HOAs are doing, in their park. They're probably weed and feeding too.
And we may not be, we might
Yeah.
not be aware of it.
Yeah.
Very much true. Good. We like to be good park neighbors.
Okay, second call for public comment. Hi there.
I'm Jerry Riley, and I live at 14100 Rockland, also in Woods of Cedar Creek, but this has nothing.
Okay.
I have a brick out here where the gazebo used to be. I didn't know what your plans were for those bricks, but the one I have out there is my mother's, and the name's spelled wrong, so I'd like to pull it, have a new brick made, and if you're gonna leave them there, I'll put it back. But if you're gonna move them, I just want to get that done before you move them or...
Mary Jo can maybe speak on that a little bit, because she was aware that you had a concern with a
I
spelling.
just asked them to come to, the spelling error was, her name's Eileen, and they took it to themselves to misspell it. We spelled it correctly. So what Jerry would like to do is just replace it. So it's just a matter of taking, like fishing line, you just take it back up and put it back in. It's not a big,
Yeah,
I mean, I would think if he's willing to do it.
yeah.
Maybe put a cone over it so somebody doesn't step in it, like he's having a new one made, you know what I'm saying? I would do that for safety, but that's probably all you gotta do.
If you want to arrange with the office, we can get it out for you, if you can arrange with us a date, and we'll grab it
Yeah,
out
just let
for
them
you.
do the work, yeah, and then
Yeah.
we can,
You know,
yeah.
whatever, I was
Yeah.
willing to
Make sure
do
they
it, but if
do
you
the
wanted
fishing
to,
line.
yeah, just...
And just take the fishing line, take it down, pull it up, and bring it up.
Yep.
She
I
knows.
can go do it. I can do it right now.
And I do believe that,
Or if you can do it, and Mary Jo would be willing to do it, I see her all the time, if you could give it to Mary Jo, and she can give it to me, and I can go get it replaced, and then I'll give it back for her.
He wants to see what it, you know, so it matches, that's all.
Yeah,
Because I wanna make sure I get the right
Yeah.
brick,
Yeah,
and, you know, right style.
Okay, we'll reach out to Mary Jo when we get it out, so that you can execute the next step.
All right, thank you.
thank you. Okay, third call for public comment.
Hello, gentlemen.
How do you feel there?
I just want to let you guys know that you do have the Indiana state flag behind you. And I just want to receive that information to you. That I noticed that you guys really put it up the next day. But you guys did receive an Indiana state flag from me last night. Mary Jo was there at the last meeting. I would say Mary Jo did a good job with that flag, right? But she gets credit. But yeah, you guys
Don't
did.
take credit ever, right?
Thanks, Nick, again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public comment is now closed. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make motion.
Second.
Okay, the meeting's now adjourned. Next meeting is May 1st, 2025, 5:30. Thank you.